Welcome back to Legacy Labs. Today we're going to talk about a problem that a lot of writers know about. So when your writing is good, the scenes are emotional, the characters feel real, but the story doesn't move. That usually means that the issue is not prose. It's usually a structure problem, structure underneath the sentence. So the story doesn't just need good writing; it also needs good architecture. So the surface problem. Here's what this looks like. So you have scenes that you like, you have prose that you're proud of, you have emotional moments, you also have really good characters. But when you step back, the story just feels loose. The reader feels moments, but there's no movement. The story's not moving forward. That's the problem. The pieces are working, but the system as a whole is not. So what writers usually try writers usually try to fix this. Writers usually try to fix this issue by improving the visible parts. So better prose, more backstory, more emotion, more explanation, more dramatic scenes, more vision, and sometimes that helps. Sometimes that can fix a broken story, but most of the time it's not. If the structure is broken, better writing is usually not gonna help. You could polish a scene, but it's not gonna make it load bearing. And that's the difference. A good scene is not always a structural scene. So the structural break. So the structural break is simple. The story has moments, but the moments are not building into meaning. There's emotion, but it's not moving the story forward. The language and writing is strong, but it's not carrying any memory forward. So each scene works by itself, but it doesn't change the system, and that's why your story is stuck. The problem is that is not that the problem isn't that the writing isn't good. The problem is that the good parts are just not carrying enough. So here's a simple example. So just imagine we have a story called "The House on Marigold Street." So a woman comes home after her grandmother's death. She finds old family secrets inside the house. So we have three scenes, right? We have a beautiful memory scene with the grandmother, a tense argument with the mother, and the discovery of an old letter. So all three of these scenes individually could be good, but they can't just be good individually, right? Like they need to do something for the system. So the grandmother scene has to carry memory. The argument has to increase pressure. The letter has to reveal inheritance. If those scenes don't build on each other, the reader gets moments instead of movement, and that's where the story breaks. So the narrative architecture read. So from a narrative architecture point of view, this is what we ask. We ask different questions. So Pulse, what is the story really trying to carry? Not just the plot, but meaning. Maybe the story is about a family that inherited silence. Pressure, what tests that meaning? Maybe the daughter wants truth, but the mother wants the past buried. For inheritance, we ask what is already inside the story before the first page. So maybe family secrets, old wounds, the house itself, the grandmother's silence, just the things that nobody mentioned or said directly. For motif, so what keeps repeating? Maybe the letter, the locked room, maybe something the grandmother said. The motif is what tells the reader what to remember, and then memory. So what should the reader carry after each scene? Every major scene should leave something behind: a question, a wound, a clue, a pressure point. If your scene doesn't leave one of these things behind, just remove it. Just get rid of it. It's not load bearing. Even if you like the scene, I'm sorry, but it if it doesn't if it's not a load bearing scene, it's not going to help move the story forward. Your story is going to collapse. And then rhythm. How does the story move? How does each scene make the next one necessary? Or are we just moving from one good scene to another? Like I said, if it's not load bearing, just remove it. So the writing could be good, but the story is not carrying meaning forward, and that, like, again, that's where your story is usually going to break. So better questions to ask. What is this scene carrying? What changes because this scene exists? What pressure does it increase? What memory does it leave behind? What motif does it strengthen? What would break if I remove this scene? That's a test. That's how you know if your scene is load bearing or not. So for the strategy shift is this: we're going to stop treating scenes as isolated emotional performances, and start treating scenes as structures. A scene should not only sound good; it should carry something. It should move pressure. It should deepen memory. It should change the reader's understanding. It should make the next scene more necessary. That's story. That's story architecture. That's story structure. A story does not only need good scenes or good writing; it needs scenes that hold weight. So I actually wrote about this more in detail in this Legacy Labs applications article, and then I have another one in the strategy guide section, in the paid section, that shows you exactly how to diagnose these problems. But I'll link these below. You guys can take a look if you're interested. Definitely check out the free one. It's going to help you guys with a lot of your these writing issues that we just talked about. So super excited to do these videos, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Have a good day.